Okay, now let's welcome our MC for tonight's webinar, Jiaxun.
Okay, thank you, our MC Jingyi. Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Jasmine, the MC for the What's the Secret to Keep the Weight Off event today. And first of all, I would like to thank EV Global Network and also my upline for introducing Elite Career into my life. And I would also like to thank all of you for joining us in this evening session. And before we start our home party tonight, our AV team has muted your Zoom to allow the session to run smoothly without interruptions. And we will have a Q&A section later on. If you have any questions, you can unmute to ask your questions. But of course, if you do not wish to turn on your microphone, if you do not wish to turn on your microphone, you may use the chat box to type in your questions too. And the pictures will be displayed during the presentation. And if you cannot see them clearly, you may zoom in on the slides for a clearer view. And tonight, we will be sharing about the topic of healthy weight management and how to keep your weight off. As I mentioned just now. So according to the research by WHO, overweight and obesity issues have grown to epidemic proportions, with over 4 million people dying each year as a result of being overweight or obese, according to the global burden of disease. And people who have overweight or obesity compared to those with a healthy weight are at an increased risk for many serious diseases and also health conditions. So what's the key to losing weight and returning to a normal rate? So the key to reaching your ideal weight and keeping the weight off is to make long-term changes to your diet and also your lifestyle that you can stick to. So tonight, we have a special speaker, Jia Hui, who will be sharing more about the slimming topic with all of us. Let's welcome Jia Hui to talk more about with us.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank EVG Network and my upline, I'm Jia Hui. So I'm delighted to share with you on this topic of healthy weight loss. So many of us tend to lose weight so that we can look better. But how many people really realize that, being overweight can have a negative impact on our health, and obesity has actually caused a huge global health problem. So according to the medical journal, The Lancet report in 2019, there are 2.3 billion people worldwide who are overweight or obese. And it is estimated that about 1/3 of the global population, or more than 7 billion people, are overweight, which means that on average, 1 in every 3 person is obese. And Duke University also estimated by 2030, there will be 3.3 billion people who are overweight or obese. So obesity can bring about several concerns such as limited mobility, lack of self-confidence, and difficulties in finding clothes that fit. And often people with obesity tend to hide at the back, when taking photos. Moreover, obesity can also lower immunity and increase the risk of various diseases. So let's take a closer look. So having a low immunity means the inability to fight against infection. An experiment was conducted by researchers which fed 35 mice with high sugar and high fat diets. And after 5 months, the average weight of these experimental mice was 37% higher than that of mice fed with normal diets. And the risk of obese mice died from flu 10 times more than the normal mice. So therefore, obesity is a magnet of chronic disease. The risk of dying from heart disease for obese people is 40% higher than that of normal people, such as high blood pressure, stroke, and so on. According to nutritional immunology experts, as long as we lose 10% of our body weight, blood pressure will also drop by 10%. The risk of developing diabetes, kidney, and also liver disease is 60 to 120% higher for obese people than that of normal ones. So the probability of obese people developing type 2 diabetes is also twice as much than that of other people. So they are also at a 10% higher risk of dying from fatal cancers such as breast, pancreatic, esophageal, and also gallbladder cancer. They are also 20% more likely to die from respiratory-related disease, and obese children have a 37% higher risk of developing asthma than normal weight children. They are also 26% more likely to develop allergies. Alzheimer's disease, known as dementia, is also related to obesity. So do you know that the brain weight of overweight people is 8% less than that of healthy weight people. So if the brain cells were to decrease, this can impair memory and gradually leading to amnesia. And the person's lifespan will only last for 8 years. In addition, obesity can also cause osteoarthritis due to the body's weight, which adds pressure on the knees, waist, and hips which wears down the cartilage, leading to osteoarthritis. So how can we determine if we are overweight? So this can be determined by this body mass index, which I'm sure many of us is also familiar to. This is called BMI for short. So BMI can be calculated by dividing weight in kilograms by the square of height in meters. So now you can use your phone to calculate your own BMI. So for example, if someone weighs 70 kg and their height is 1.65 meters, you can divide 70 by 1.65 and then divide that result again by 1.65. And the BMI you'll get is 25.7. But is a BMI of 25.7 considered overweight or normal weight? So now we can take a look at this chart over here. So the BMI is recognized by both the US Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, also known as CDC, and the World Health Organization, also known as WHO, as the ideal range for BMI is between 18.5 to 22.9. So younger people should be based on a lower BMI value, where older ones should be based on a higher BMI value. So the healthiest BMI value is 22, and if the BMI is less than 18.5, it is considered underweight. If it's over 23, it is considered overweight. And if it's over 27.5, it's considered obese. And if it goes over 35, it's considered extremely obese or morbidly obese. So therefore, in the example I gave earlier, a person with a BMI of 25.7 is considered overweight. So have you calculated your own health index? Are you within the healthy weight range? And how far are you from the healthy weight range? So if that's the case, have you considered starting to lose weight? So then next, let's take a look at how people in the market or people around us lose weight. So we often see ads that claim to offer simple and fast ways to lose weight while scrolling through our phone. So these are various weight loss methods that are available in the market. So we have improper dieting, high protein diets, all fruit diets, vegetarian diets, diet drugs, and also enzyme inhibitors. So let's understand together how these methods help people to lose weight, whether or not they're effective, and whether or not they will cause weight rebound. So let's take a look at what it entails. So firstly, we have improper dieting. So I'm sure a lot of us will start with this kind of dieting methods. So have you seen people relying on just dieting to lose weight, suppressing the appetite and enduring hunger? In fact, what is lost is only the water weight and not the actual weight loss. If you think about it, after starving for a few days, don't you end up eating more in the next meal? This can lead to weight gain instead of weight loss. Once they are back to normal eating, the weight will immediately rebound. And this will also cause nutritional imbalance and a lowered immunity. If the nutritional intake is insufficient, it can also weaken the body's immunity, making it difficult to fight against disease. Dieting can also slow down our metabolism, making it harder for us to control our weight or even lose the weight. And can also harm our gastrointestinal health. Going back and forth, being full and hungry is very, very damaging to our digestive system. And although we may lose the weight, it's not the healthiest way to do so. Excessive dieting can also lead to anorexia. So an extreme example was seen in Brazil, where a model fainted during a fashion show and died later due to starving herself to death. And this is why there's a saying, beauty shouldn't come at the cost of life, because it's really not worth it. So if not for improper dieting, another popular diet method is high protein diet, otherwise known as ketogenic diet, which involves high protein intake, which emphasizes need to prolong the feeling of fullness. So people tend to avoid carbohydrates such as rice, noodles, and bread. And the principle behind this diet is that when the body lacks carbohydrates, it will break down the fat in food and in the body to obtain the energy, which might be an exciting news for women, hoping to lose the fat. However, this metabolic process can lead to ketosis, which is the production of acidic substances called ketones that needs to be excreted through urine, so which puts extra burden on the kidneys. Moreover, people with in ketosis may experience mental fog, nausea, fatigue, low blood pressure, and also bad breath. So you can also monitor yourself, see if you have this kind of symptoms as well. In addition, meat also contains a high amount of saturated fat, which may increase the risk of coronary heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and cancer. And not to mention, a high protein diet can also be a nutritional imbalance because animal protein alone cannot provide the vitamins, minerals, fiber, and other nutrients that our body need. And an imbalanced diet can actually prevent cholesterol from lowering. So when the high levels of animal protein are consumed, the body breaks it down into sulfur amino acids, increasing our body's acidity. And as a result, our body will use calcium from the bones to neutralize excessive acidity, which can lead to osteoporosis over time. And in addition, it also increases uric acid level in our body. And since meat is high in purines, it can cause the body to produce a large amount of uric acid, leading to gout and kidney stones, which I'm sure none of us would want to have such consequences. And another diet method is a fruit-based diet, which means we can't eat anything except for fruits. And be careful, although we can lose that weight, it does not necessarily mean that becoming slim, because often it's only due to a loss of body muscles and water weight. So if you only eat fruits throughout the day, how much do you think you need to eat to feel full? Fruits are easily digested, so you'll get hungry easily. And moreover, some fruits are such as bananas, durians, mangoes, lychees, longans, and etc. They contain high sugar and high calories, which are not helpful for weight loss. So not only is nutrition unbalanced, so eating fruits lacks protein, and it also doesn't give the necessary nutrients that we need for our body. So the prolonged imbalanced nutrition can lead to a weakened immune system. So if not fruits, what about a vegetarian diet? Sounds quite right? But this method mainly relies on vegetables, fruits, and starchy foods that generally does not succeed. So what do you usually eat when you eat vegetarian food? So for me, when I think of vegetarian food, I really like that kind of fragrant, crispy fried food. So vegetarian food are often fried to enhance the taste. And even vegetable oil contains high calories, with each tablespoon of oil at 120 calories. And have you heard of Impossible meat? It's a synthetic food that tastes like real meat, and it is said that even blood can be made. In fact, many vegetarian foods undergo sophisticated processing, which adds the flavoring, preservative, and various harmful chemicals. And this food tastes delicious, but it can be harmful to our health. So then how can we lose weight? So the above mentioned methods are wrong weight loss methods, such as fasting, ketogenic diets, fruit diets, vegetarian diets. They are not effective. So now let's take a look at the other stimulative weight loss methods. So people nowadays, pursue, they want quick results. They want fast and quick ones, which has led to many incorrect weight loss methods that have short-term effects. However, the purpose of weight loss is to prevent various diseases caused by obesity. Using improper weight loss methods can actually lead to more chronic disease, which is counterproductive. So let's take a look at weight loss pills. As the name suggests, they belong to a type of medication. And I'm not sure if you have ever used or are currently taking weight loss pills. Taking just one pill a day can suppress your appetite and make you not want to eat all day. However, once you stop taking these weight loss pills, your weight will immediately rebound. But do you know the ingredients and its side effects? Generally, weight loss pills achieve weight loss by suppressing our appetite. So let's take a look at these weight loss pills in the picture. We have Enfipramona and etc. And they all have the same effect, which is to suppress our appetite and inhibit fat enzymes. And the side effects they bring are almost the same as well. So if you have used weight loss pills before, you are likely to experience dizziness, headache, insomnia, nervousness, diarrhea, even high blood pressure, accelerated heartbeat, stomach pain, flatulence, and also oily eyes during bowel movement. So by just taking just these weight loss pills, it can actually bring about so many side effects. And what about this traditional Chinese medicine, also known as TCM? So we often mistaken that this traditional Chinese medicine is harmless and beneficial for our body. However, it turns out that this TCM is still medicine, and all medicine has its drawbacks. Some natural Chinese medicine can even be harmful to our body. So for example, many weight loss products contain caffeine, such as guarana. Guarana is a fruit commonly used in many weight loss products. This fruit contains about 2 to 4.5% caffeine, which is twice as much as coffee beans. And an excessive use of guarana can actually stimulate the central nervous system, causing fever and diuresis. So the side effects include nausea, dizziness, anxiety, high blood pressure, accelerated heartbeat, and insomnia. Moreover, such high levels of caffeine can actually be addictive as well. So most food containing guarana do not indicate its caffeine level. So we actually do not know how much we are consuming. So another one is ephedra. So this is a common ingredient in weight loss drugs as well. So this function is to speed up metabolism, and it's also a stimulant. So ephedra can stimulate our hearts, causing symptoms such as high blood pressure, epilepsy, stroke, and even death. So this ingredient is banned in the US, but many people still mistakenly believe that this is natural and safe for us to consume. So many weight loss teas are also made by concentrated black tea or laxative. So the principle of the effectiveness is to stimulate bowel movement in our colon and cannot eliminate heat from our body. Therefore, what is lost is only the water weight. So many of us say that we don't drink coffee, but they drink tea instead. In fact, tea also contains as much as 3% caffeine, which is higher than coffee. After multiple teas that are concentrated, the caffeine content will also increase as well, leading to diarrhea, dehydration, abnormal heart rhythms, kidney failure. Is it really worth for us to go for kidney dialysis for the sake of weight loss? And eventually, these side effects can actually cause death as well. So these weight loss drugs often use natural, organic, without side effects as its advertising slogans. And in fact, not all traditional Chinese medicine is beneficial for our body. Even natural Chinese herbal plants have its own side effects. And there's one more method that is called lipase inhibitors, also known as fat enzyme inhibitors, as we mentioned earlier. So this belongs to a weight loss drug. So it is said that it can inhibit the absorption of fats. So when the body is less likely to absorb fats, this oil can be directly excreted from our body, which is called oil leakage. So you can eat and the body will not absorb this oil at all. Sounds too good to be true, right? But is this oil leakage really effective? Speaking of this, those who want to lose weight quickly should listen carefully. In fact, according to the manufacturers themselves, using this product can only help us lose 2.2 kg in a year. And the US Health Bureau FDA also warns that using this product may cause serious liver damage. A study in Toronto found that the use of such products can increase kidney damage by 3 times. So think about it again. Is it really worth for us to lose 2.2 kg a year while damaging the liver and kidney? Losing weight is not something that can be achieved overnight. And the most critical thing for weight loss is calories. So where do calories come from? So calories come entirely from the food we eat. So when the intake of calories exceeds the amount of our body can burn each day, the extra calories will be converted into fats. And it is the accumulation of these fats that leads to obesity. So if you want to lose weight, the key is to be sensitive to these calories. You need to calculate how many calories you need to consume each day and make sure that you consume fewer calories than you burn. So how do you do this? So you need to understand your calorie requirements. So the number of calories a person needs per day depends on their weight, the gender, the age, and also the level of activity. So each of them actually differs. You may be different from your friend. So for example, a sedentary 31-year-old woman needs about 1,800 calories per day to maintain her weight. So while a moderately active 31-year-old man needs 2,400 to 2,600 calories per day to maintain his weight. So let us take a look at how we can actually achieve our weight loss goals. So to lose weight, the calorie intake must be less than the calories burned. Healthy weight loss is a step-by-step process. We can't achieve this overnight. So to lose 0.5 to 1 kg per week, you will need to reduce your daily calorie by 500 to 1,000 calories in a diet. Or you can exercise this to burn off the calories you consume. So the conclusion is that the key to weight loss is calorie intake. If you decided to lose weight and not regain it, you must know the calories of various food and be determined to keep track of it. So let's take a look at some of the common food. So firstly, we have fast food, which is one of our many options that we choose to eat. So an Italian spicy sausage pizza is about 1,050 calories, which 100 grams is only about 1/3 of the pizza. So white sauce chicken pasta is 620 calories for a quarter serving, and a whole serving is about 2,400 calories. And not to mention chicken nuggets, 500 calories, and Big Mac burger, about 460 calories. And French fries, while they don't look like it, but it contains about 510 calories because these fries absorb a lot of oil. And next we have seafood. So fish cake is a processed food that contains seasonings. So it's relatively high in calorie, which is a count of calories of 200, and 100 grams of salmon contains about 180 calories, which is much higher than other types of seafood. So many of us love to eat bacon, which has 500 calories per 100 grams when fried. So sausages also have a considerably high calories of 480, and canned luncheon meat about 400, and ham has about 240 calories. So we need to look out at this calorie intake as well, because you see processed food actually have a higher calorie intake. So who here loves to eat barbecue meat? And what kind of barbecue food do you like the most? I'm sure many of us love it, right? So a roast duck has about 430 calories per 100 grams. So you can take a look at this other meats as well. So they're actually quite high in calories. So another one of my favorites is dim sum. So I'm sure when we eat this dim sum, we don't just eat one or two, right? We eat a couple from a variety of them. So let's take a look. 100 grams of spring roll contains about 200 calories. And what about wonton? So wonton is 55 calories with 1 pack of instant noodles with 455 calories, which is a favorite late night snack for many people. And rice noodles may look like, but they are actually quite high in calories as well. Those uncooked ones is already 341, or stir-fried fried noodles is 740 calories. If it's soup, it contains scallion oil or pork oil, which adds on the calories as well. What about eggs and dairy products? So cheddar, 100 grams of cheddar cheese is about 440 calories, with a fried egg contains about 90, and for such a small egg, it's actually quite high in calories. In addition to this calorie, it also contain a high amount of cholesterol, with 1 egg containing 266 milligrams of cholesterol. So what about calories in greens? So plain porridge is about 89 calories. If you add on the toppings, the calories will increase as well. For example, 1 salted duck egg is about 190 because the yolk contains oil as well. And we have an international breakfast favorite, those cornflakes. So this contains a bowl is about 35 grams, but it contains 370 calories. And if you eat it with milk, the calories will add up as well. And the beloved snacks for all of us, so would be potato chips and some for popcorns. So this contains about 400 to 500 calories because of the oil content. And for nuts, they have surprisingly high calories as well, like walnuts 690, pecan 615. So they're actually about the 600 calories range. This is because nuts contain high level of oil, and some people eat nuts to consume so-called good fats, but in reality they still contain calories as well. So bread lovers must definitely take note of this, because we often put spread on our bread. But let us take a look at the calories. For 100 grams of chocolate nuts bread, it contains over 500 calories. And 1 slice of white bread has 75 calories. So spreading these spreads will confirm increase the calorie count. And a Thousand Island dressing has 480 calories. So some people say that they eat salad without any oil. And if 100 grams of celery with vegetables may only have 25 calories, but adding that salad dressing can increase it to 700 calories, because salad dressing is made of oil and egg yolk. So pastries, cakes, biscuits, they are all high in calories, but also because they're also made out of sugar or honey. So let's take a look at this calories. So we can never end a meal without a dessert. So a serving of carrot cake has about 600 calories, and an almond cake about 520, and a croissant with butter contains about 380 calories. Add on a latte to enjoy a afternoon tea, and that will be 600 calories. And of course, an ice cream contains about 180. So some of us like to enjoy a cup of coffee with the desserts. So take a look at a cup of caramel cappuccino, which is about 350 calories. So some of us may wonder, why is it so high? Isn't it coffee? Because it contains milk and sugar. A full-fat milk cappuccino is about 180 calories, and a low-fat milk cappuccino is about 140, and non-fat is 110 calories. Actually, a cup of black coffee only has 15 calories. It's just that when we add on this milk, the calories are also added on as well. And also you have mocha, which is about 440 calories. So many of us drink coffee every day, especially for men. So we need to look out, what kind of coffee are we actually drinking? And some of us love milkshake. So 1 cup of this can easily exceed 2,000 calories, which is more than a meal, more than what we actually need for a day. And half a glass of red wine is 80 calories. And we have beer and Coca-Cola, so on and so forth. So many of us choose to eat fruits for our diets. But fruits contain calories as well. So 100 grams of coconut is about 400 calories, and 100 grams of dates is about 200 calories, which is already high. So we don't want to, eat so much fruits thinking that it's healthy, but we need to take note of the calories as well. So that's why, and we have for vegetables. So vegetables is generally quite low in calories, but we need to take note of taro and sweet potato because they're considerably high in calories. So if 100 grams of vegetables contain about 20 calories, if you eat 1 kg of boiled vegetables, it contains about 200 calories, but it can still make you feel full. So what about oil? So soybean oil, sesame oil, sunflower oil, and so on, they are all around 900 calories. So it's hard to imagine how much 100 grams is, but you can use a tablespoon to measure. So 1 tablespoon of oil is about 120 calories. So have you noticed how for Chinese cuisines, they like to use oil and high heat to stir fry? So stir-fried foods can have more than 500 calories. But at the end of the day, losing weight is not just about starving yourself. We just need to use the right cooking method, and you can still eat well and feel full. So vegetables, they have their own flavor, and boiled vegetables can taste delicious as well. Also, try to avoid fatty meat and remove the skin. The fatty parts of the meat contains the high calories. So some of us might think, how about losing weight through exercise? So if you want to use exercise to lose weight after eating, it turns out that it doesn't often work as expected because some of us tend to give up easily. So based on our personal weight and different types of exercise, number of extra calories burned in 1 hour varies. So cycling 1 hour continuously can burn about 236 calories. So say if there's a cup of milk tea with 450 calories in front of you, what would you choose? If you choose to drink it, you will have to cycle for 2 hours continuously. And social dancing burns about 325 calories, while yoga burns about 236 calories. And next for swimming, so it generally burns about 354, and general aerobics burns about 384 calories. So usually after exercising, people will feel very hungry and they end up eating more. So if they consume high calorie foods while exercising, that will definitely won't work, and they may not even stick to the exercising regime anymore. Therefore, the most effective weight loss method is still controlling our calorie intake. We can still choose low-calorie plant-based food to get in shape. So firstly, we have psyllium husk. So psyllium husk contains both soluble and insoluble fiber. So this soluble fiber will form a gel-like substance that protects our digestive system from absorbing these high levels of calories and oil and cholesterol. And this insoluble fiber will act like a brush, like a broom. It will clear out the toxins and waste from our digestive system. And it will also increase our satiety, making us feel full, and it will naturally control our appetite as well. So we won't eat that much. And not only that, it helps to aid in digestion as well. Some of us, during dieting, experience constipation because of the lack of fiber in the diets. That's why you need some psyllium husk for our bowel movement to get going. So weight loss also needs require more muscle mass as well. So that's why protein is very important during our weight loss. So most of us tend to believe that protein should be obtained from egg, milk, or even meat. So although these foods do contain protein, but they also have high calories and cholesterol. Therefore, soy protein is a good choice because it's low in calories and doesn't have any cholesterol at all. So it's a high quality protein source, and it also is very easily absorbed by us. So soy protein is twice as much as meat, thrice as much as eggs, and also 12 times as much as milk. So it's very suitable for growing kids and the elderly, and also as well as bodybuilders and weight loss groups. It can help to increase our muscle mass, to burn more calories, and to improve our metabolism, helping us lose weight easily. So next, we have American ginseng, which helps us to fight fatigue, to strengthen and balance our immune system when we are dieting as well as to nourish our liver cells. And we have Jining ginseng. So this is also known as the king of herbs. So Jining ginseng is also known as the top grade ginseng. It strengthens our function, our lungs and spleen, so that we don't feel so tired during our workouts. And some of us think that sweating is the only way to lose weight, but can sweating really get rid of fat? It can, but not so much. In fact, 80% of the fat is excreted through our lungs. It enhances athletic performances, improves our aerobic endurance, protects and repairs our muscles. So relieve stress as well and alleviates our mental fatigue. So it enhances our digestive system as well, so that we can digest better and also balance our blood pressure and cholesterol levels. So it has so many benefits, while helping us lose weight. So next we have rose. It helps to regulate hormones, enhance our collagen productivity, and also maintain that skin elasticity as well. So because some of us, when we lose weight, our skin tend to be saggy, but with rose, it helps us to produce our own collagen. So when we lose weight, our skin will remain firm. And we also have Oriental resin tree, which helps to nourish the liver's regenerative cells, protect and strengthen our liver function, helping us to detox. Because our liver can actually burn fat. So this Oriental resin tree helps to promote the liver's burning and metabolism of fat. So if the liver's fat burning function is poor, excess fat will not have a place to store, and it will easily lead to obesity. And many people struggle to lose weight. In fact, this is closely related to liver. So the Oriental resin tree can help to enhance the liver storage of carbohydrates to provide us with the energy and vitality, and also prevent fatty liver and liver cirrhosis. And next, we have monk fruit, which helps to reduce blood sugar level, help with diabetes and also obesity, and prevent liver disease as well. So here are a few tips for safe and effective weight loss. So firstly, we do need to take note of our balanced diet and cooking methods. So try to reduce eating high-calorie foods and not eat anything overnight. That's why breakfast is crucial, because whatever that's eaten will be fully absorbed in the morning. So try to eat more whole grains as well. Fruits and vegetables will help to reduce that calorie intake. And one important tip is that, we can try to take fiber 30 minutes before meal to increase that satiety, and it can reduce fat absorption and avoid overeating. So it's better for us to control our calorie. And also pay attention to our eating order. We can try to drink water before our meals and eat high fiber fruits and vegetables. And when we start to eat, we can drink the soup before eating, and also try to eat slower. So why do experts say we need to chew 20 times before swallowing? Because it takes our brain 20 minutes to receive the signal that we are full. Yeah, so eating slowly can also help with the weight loss. Not to mention, taking care of our body should start from a young age. Keep exercising even if it's just 5 minutes a day. It's better than just sitting on the couch the whole day. Get enough sleep, allowing our body to burn calories fully during sleep, and maintain a happy mood, combined with the right and pure nutrition. Overall, nutrition, immunity, and health and weight loss require a conscientious calculation of calories. Pay attention to the calories that are consuming, and always make sure that they are less than the calories that you are burning. So some of us may argue that life is short and it should be enjoyed, but ask yourself, would you choose the pain of self-discipline or the pain of regret? As mentioned earlier, the main reason for weight gain is the food that we eat. However, with all the methods provided, some may still find that having the extra weight is cute and they don't find the need to lose weight. But sitting in small airplane seats can be uncomfortable, not only for ourselves, but also for those sitting next to us. Therefore, it's important to know that, losing weight is not just for us to be healthy and look better, but it also helps to prevent various diseases, thus reducing the burden on medical staff and also resources, making a contribution to society as well. And a healthy person can have many dreams, but once we lose our health, we only have one dream, which is to regain it. So loving yourself is equivalent to loving your family. So don't try harmful weight loss methods and maintain a healthy weight. And don't let fat accumulation affect your health. And that concludes my sharing for today. So let's work together to achieve healthy weight loss and enjoy being fit. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Jiahui, for your sharing. Well, it's definitely a good one, and thank you for your wonderful sharing once again. And after listening to Jiahui's speech, I'm confident that we now have a better understanding of the science of nutritional immunology and, of course, how to lose weight using the correct ways. And Jiahui had talked about how the elite products help with weight loss, and I'm sure that many people have benefited from them. So today we have a special guest who is Aina, and she will be sharing her friend's story about unexpected cardiovascular disease. Despite friend's husband always having a perfect medical checkup report, he was caught with an unexpected cardiovascular disease. And I would like to remind you that obesity actually is also a leading cause of cardiovascular diseases. And Aina will share how her friend's husband recovered from it in a healthy way. Let's welcome Aina to share her friend's testimony.
Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Aina. I will be sharing on behalf of my friend's Kahui's husband's health recovery journey. A little bit background about my friend's husband's Vincent. Vincent is 43 years old and he is a businessman. So before he falls sick, right, he have no health issue and he don't need any medication. So his body checkup is always perfect. However, during the pandemic, Vincent was quite stressed and pressured by his business situation back then. So one afternoon, Vincent had to carry some products to his customer place. Suddenly, he has this breathlessness. So he had to sit down. But after some time, right, the situation didn't turn any better. So the customer had to send him to the A&E. He was diagnosed with this cardiovascular disease, which he never expected. The doctor did the stress test, the COVID test, but everything was okay. But just that his blood pressures was a bit high, like 130. He was discharged, but he still have to continue to work. And this time around, he take a slower pace. And he also tried to not to carry those heavy stuff. So what happened is that a week later, he encountered the same symptom again, having this difficulty in breathing and having this stomach pain during the working hour. So what he did is he went back home and rest and thought that maybe this discomfort will go away. But the next morning when he wake up, the situation didn't get any better. So he went to the nearby clinic near his place. And when the doctors review his conditions, is that the doctors immediately call the ambulance and rush him to the hospital. He stayed in the hospital for 5 days under medications and to stabilize his condition. Let's take a look on his report during that time. Give me a minute to share this report of his, okay, over here. As you can see, in 2020 July, Vincent's the cholesterol, the bad cholesterol was 3.2, was slightly a bit high. Then after that, in fact, he was discharged. He was discharged and he have no choice. He still have to go back to work because there's no one in the in the family able to help him in his business. My friend Kawei was not able to handle the business because she wasn't that confident. So during that time, Vincent again have to take a slower pace in his work and also try to rest whenever he can. So at the same time, Kawei have learned about this nutritional immunology superfood. So she have start to let Vincent to consume the ingredients like raisin tree, cactus, monk fruits, also known as luo han guo, hawthorns, blueberries, raspberries, cranberries, cordyceps mercilins, maitake mushroom, shiitake mushroom, ABM mushroom, and cassia seed every day. So after 4 months of taking these precious ingredient, Vincent's conditions have improved. So let's take a look on the new reports that he has over here. Give me a minute to share again. Okay, so this is the report that he have taken in 2021 January, 5 months after his angiogram procedure and having the product. So this time around, the bad cholesterol have dropped to 3.0. So this is the photo that they have taken during Vincent's angiogram procedures. So, okay. So after that, previously when Vincent's walking up the slope, he got difficulty in breathing and pulling. There's a feeling of pulling of his heart, but this time around he doesn't have that problem anymore. He doesn't have the discomfort. So after one year later, in March 2022, Vincent went back to his doctor for follow-up. The health report was very good. So let's take a look on his final products over here. Give me a minute. Okay, as you can see over here, the total cholesterol have dropped to 3.3 and the bad cholesterol has dropped to 1.6. So even for the doctor was surprised and curious what exactly Vincent have done over the 1 year. So till this day, Vincent is still taking this precious ingredient. So at the same time, he also incorporate this healthy living lifestyle. So what he did is like he go to bed early and continue with his exercise by walking and keeping himself in good mood. Yeah, that's all from my sharing. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Aina, for sharing such an amazing testimonial. And I have a question to you. Aina, can I know about what is the ingredients you mentioned over here and where can we find them and how did your friend's husband consume them? Thank you.
Okay, so Vincent has been consuming this product from Elite. Maybe I can show you the product that he was taking, and in fact right now he's still taking. So as you can see, every day he will be taking once raisin tree, 2 immunity, once Rhapsody, and 1 berry beet every day. So that's how he consumes the products. Yeah, that's all from my sharing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Aina. Yeah, it's great to hear that your friend was able to regain his health through proper nutrition, and congrats to him once again. So we should all strive to prioritize our health and well-being by making healthy lifestyle choices, including maintaining a balanced diet and getting regular exercise. So please take note that every product is special. Okay. Thank you, AV team. So every Elite products are plant-based foods and which are very beneficial for our health maintenance. However, our Elite does not advocate any form of self-diagnosis or medical treatment. If you have any medical condition, please seek professional medical help. Okay, thank you, our AV team. So, okay. So from here, we know that through nutritional immunology products, a lot of people have gained back their health. And now we will have our Q&A section. I believe that through the sharing just now, you may have some questions for us. You may unmute to ask your question or type in your question in the chat box. We will try our best to answer everyone's question. Okay, so actually I have see there's a question. Elite products are sweet. Can people who have diabetes condition consume it? Yeah, it's from Kathy. Is a very good question. So can I ask anyone who can answer this question?
Hi, MC. I'm Xiaoling here. I can assist to answer this question.
Okay, thank you, Xiaoling.
Yeah, this question is very, very good question. Thank you, this friend, for this question. Actually, nowadays, many people choose a low sugar diet, especially in Singapore, where the government encourages to consume less oil, less salt, even less sugar. Many people think as long as diabetes patients avoid sweet food, they can control their blood sugar levels. However, this is not entirely true because when we consume food, some of it will break down into glucose to produce the energy that our bodies need in order to survive. The key is amount of the sugar and glycemic index of the food that we eat. Generally, doctors recommend that diabetes patients need to choose the food that are high in fiber. Why? It's because high fiber food is able to slow down the rate at which the body breaks down food into glucose, meaning that high fiber food have a lower glycemic index. Let me show you a table for a moment. Now this table shows that food glycemic index, just like white rice, glycemic index is 88, brown rice 59, glutinous rice 87, mee sua, also called as a also called vermicelli at 68, steamed bread 88, baguettes 95, white bread 71, whole grain bread 50, multigrain bread 48. Why do doctors encourage diabetes patients to eat brown rice? Is it because white rice is sweet? Definitely no. It's because white rice does not contain fiber. As you can see from this glycemic index, white rice is 88, while the brown rice is 59, which is lower than white rice because it contains fiber. Therefore, diabetes patients need to pay attention to the glycemic index of the food that they consume, not just the sweetness of the food. As for the question that being asked about Elite Global's products are sweet, let's take a look together. Glycemic index reflects the rate at which blood sugar rises. For example, glucose has a glycemic index of 100. And blood sugar levels spike immediately after consuming it. Sugar in food can be divided into various types, including those we are using in our daily life. Sucrose, extract from sugar cane, has glycemic index of 66 and typically made into white, brown, or raw sugar. While fructose, with a glycemic index of 23, which is found in fruits which are sweet and honey. And honey also has a glycemic index of 62. For monk fruit, has glycemic index of 0. And many countries use it as a substitute of sugar in soft drink. Stevia, the sweetness are 400 times higher than white sugar, but have a glycemic index of 0. Artificial sweeteners that has no calories are commonly used by diabetes patients. However, it will harm our health and has side effects. The American Diabetes Association believes that fructose has less impact on blood sugar levels compared to sucrose, and it can be consumed in a moderation. Dr. Chen Xiaofei, while researching products, emphasized not only their nutritional values, but also their taste. In response to today's question, let's take a look at what type of sugar is used in Elite Global's products. Some of friends may find Elite Global's products are sweet because they are sensitive to the sweetness due to less consuming sweet foods, especially diabetes patients. The sweetness of the Rhapsody and Rosy type are mainly from fructose, with a small amount of fructose being added into the products. The glycemic index of fructose is only 23, which is lower than white sugar and sucrose, and can slow down the increase of the blood sugar. While Elite powdered products are berry bits, phytofit, and soy green. The sweetness of these three products are from fructose, with a small amount of fructose being added to the products. Let's talk about wholesome soy food. The American Diabetes Association recommends that diabetic patients need to consume more soy as a source of protein because soy has a very low glycemic index, which is 10 to 23, which can help stabilize blood sugar. In addition, soy is rich in plant protein and which does not burden the kidneys and can reduce the risk of kidney damage. When it comes to the soy milk beverage in the market, such as a packet soy milk and homemade soy milk, what type of sugar they add? Is saccharin, brown sugar, and other sugar with high glycemic index. Have you ever tried unsweetened soy milk? How does it taste? If homemade soy milk do not add sugar, it has an astringent taste. So, do you think products like phytofit and soy green taste good? We got to thank Dr. Chen Zhaofei for paying careful attention to the taste of the product. Even children enjoy it. Same apply to the diabetic patient. Well, for this, both Raisin Tree and Soy Pro do not contain fructose. But why is this Raisin Tree sweet with its taste? Raisin Tree contains this monk fruit. Monk fruit is 300 times sweeter than regular sugar, but it has a glycemic index of 0. For some diabetic patients who do not like sweet taste, they can choose Soy Pro, which has no fructose being added, but only contains chiling, ginseng, and soy as a main ingredient. Dr. Chen Zhaofei's research in nutritional immunology aims to prevent diseases, as she told us that diabetes is the 6th leading cause of death in the world. For example, data show that 1 in every 9 people in Singapore has diabetes. Regarding the questions, the ingredient and glycemic index of the Elite Global products are considered suitable for diabetic patients. Therefore, diabetic patients can consider choosing Elite Global's products. That's all my sharing. I hope this sharing will help this friend. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Xiaoling, for answering this question. We now have a better understanding that diabetes patients can definitely consume our Elite products as the sweetness comes from the natural plants. Okay, let's see if there are any other questions. Okay. Okay, there's no more question. So we'll end the Q&A session now. We are now proceeding to the last session of our home party tonight. Yeah, so next, I'm thrilled to share with you guys this exciting news with all of you. So first of all, I would like to seek help from our AV team to help us to play a video. Yeah, thank you.